Good evening. The Stanislaus Local Agency Formation Commission is now in session. Today is Wednesday, July 24th, 2024. Please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Introduction of staff starting to my left, please.
Amy Bublak, City Member.
Richard O'Brien, City Member.
Bill Berryhill, alternate public member.
Javier Camarena, Assistant Executive Officer.
Sarah Lytle-Penny, Executive Officer.
Sean Wyhead, County Counsel.
Jennifer Vieira, Commission Clerk.
Terry Withrow, County Member.
Thank you. At this time, the public may comment for a period up to 3 minutes. Each speaker will be limited. No action will be taken by the commission as a result of the items presented during public comment. Right now, we have Karen Conrado.
Hello, my name is Karen Conrado. I live on Hogue Road, Modesto. I'm here to let you know that I oppose the proposed Riverwalk project. You already are aware that the project involves destroying about 1,000 acres of prime ag land, and they would be building home and businesses, of which they would be building homes and businesses on a floodplain, and would create additional stress on existing roads, sewers, water systems, etc. Please become familiar with the DEIR. It is full of CEQA violations and omissions of specific information. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next, Jamie Eggers, please. Good evening.
Good evening, Jamie Eggers, 7730 McHenry Avenue, Modesto, California. Inside the unincorporated area of Stanislaus County, outside the city of Riverbank, but within the area of the proposed Riverwalk project. I'm just here this evening to let you know that today was an important day. We turned in our petition signature gathering to the city of Riverbank for the ballot initiative, and we greatly surpassed last year's effort. We turned in over 1,900 signatures compared to the roughly 1,300 requirement. And of those, we believe well over 1,500 were considered valid. So we're very optimistic this time that we will make the ballot that was 17% over the required 10% minimum of roughly 1,300 signatures. So we're very excited, and we did that in less than 3 weeks' time compared to last year, which took us almost 6 months to complete the process. So we're very excited. So we're anxious that the signatures were probably delivered to the County Register of Voters office today, and we will hear from them within roughly 30 days or so. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other public comment? So now we're going to move on to correspondence.
And there's no specific correspondence tonight other than what's noted on your agenda.
Okay, thank you. Declarations of conflict and disqualification. Any members? Any staff? Thank you. Consent items consisting of the minutes from the May 22nd meeting and the municipal service review number 2024-04.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion to approve and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Public hearing. This is for the policy and procedures update. I'll hand it over to you.
Okay, get the slides up here. Okay. So LAFCOs are required to establish written policies and procedures, which we do have. Staff regularly reviews our document for potential updates or improvements, particularly following changes in state law. The last update that the Commission approved was in 2020 and encompassed numerous minor, non-controversial changes. Since that last update, we've had a few changes in legislation that impacted our policies and procedures. First, there was a legislative update that consolidated the government code sections related to protest provisions. It made no actual significant changes to the protest provisions themselves. It just reordered them and consolidated them, which we have references to in our flowcharts. The Levine Act also made some amendments for the Political Reform Act. City and county members on the commission are probably very familiar with that. You probably received training in your respective jurisdictions. LAFCOs have always been subject to those provisions, but there were a couple of minor changes that impacted our policies as well. And then we also noted some existing language that we had regarding our travel policy and just some modern processes that we use that need updated. So a quick overview of all the changes that are being proposed. The first was a minor correction to Policy 15, which relates to the out-of-boundary service extensions. It was just a correction to one of the references to the Public Utilities Code. Next up was, as I mentioned, the travel policy. We had a lot of outdated references in that policy, including references to the executive officer making travel arrangements versus the clerk, as is normal practice. And then also use of the county's electronic system for the expenses versus paper maps. I think we had Expedia maps referenced in there and some other out-of-date things. I also had mentioned our flow charts. Javier did a full review of those to make sure that all of our code section references are correct as they're proposed now. Many of the references to the protest thresholds were already out of date, and those are regularly used by our applicants and then also staff to reference various sections. And then moving on to the Political Reform Act, the Commission has Rule 45, which essentially summarizes the requirements for disclosure of political contributions of $250 or more. That's similar to the Levine Act trainings that you've received. And then the Appendix C goes into more detail about disclosures when we have a pending proposal and there are parties that have expended $1,000 or more in support or opposition to that proposal. The law requires that they disclose that to LAFCO. In addition to this, we do have disclosure languages on all of our applications. So anyone who applies to LAFCO is required to disclose whether or not they've made a contribution of $250. That helps our commission realize if there is a potential issue there. And then it also asks about the $1,000 contribution in support or opposition. So tonight, the recommendation is that you find the policies and procedures update is consistent with state law and the overall goals of LAFCO. You'll also find that the update is not considered a project pursuant to CEQA. There's no possibility that it would have any environmental impacts. And then you would approve the update and adopt Resolution 2024-9 as staff recommends. And I'm available for questions.
Before I open it up for a public hearing, are there any questions of Sarah? I have a quick one on contributions or self-funded bids, re-election bids. I thought by state law it was $2,000 that I have to report.
In this case, it's dealing with political contributions that would be made to a commissioner from
Outside.
outside.
So inside, I can still,
Do what you want.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm self-funded. I'm not taking money from no one.
So you're like Jim DiMartini, that's what Jim used to do.
Yeah, okay. All right, no other questions? I'll open this up for a public hearing. Anyone from the public wishing to speak? Seeing none, I close public hearing. I bring it back for consideration.
I'll make a motion to approve staff recommendations.
Second?
I have a motion to approve and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Hey, there's no other business that I'm aware of, so we'll go to any commissioner comments.
I apologize, I was late, and part of the reason, anyway, I was trying to get out of my office to get here, then Vito called me, and he got stuck at the ranch, and so, anyway, from the county side, we apologize tonight.
I would just like to make one comment that harvest is here, so everybody out there, keep your eyes open when you're driving. It gets very dangerous, and every year it seems like there's an accident, so be aware.
Thank you. We're going to skip 9, go to number 10.
Yes, since our last meeting, staff approved an out-of-boundary service extension from the city of Turlock to provide water and sewer service to the Best Western Orchard Inn and Grizzly Rock Restaurant on Golden State Boulevard. That application qualified for a staff level review since it was an existing use with health and safety issue. It is included on that approval was a standard condition that any new development as a result of that would have to come back to the commission. Both the city and county have similar conditions of their own.
Okay.
Staff also recently assisted a couple of our special districts with some boundary maps that they need for their upcoming elections. And wanted to let the commission know that we have had pre-application meetings for 3 upcoming annexations, 1 in Houston, 1 in Waterford, and 1 in Modesto. They're all in various stages and still require their respective city council approvals. We have no public hearing scheduled for August 28th, and so we'll be recommending to go ahead and cancel that meeting and move any business items to September 25th. And that's all I have.
And on that, we can't vote on that, but I would recommend we follow your recommendation.
Sounds good.
Okay, so when is the next meeting?
September 25th.
September 25th. All right, with that being said, the next scheduled meeting will be held on September 25th. This meeting is now adjourned.